This 19-year-old has the ability to swim faster than anyone in the world. His start is not the best, but he knows exactly what his body is doing, and that is why he moves faster through the water than anyone else. It's been years since he used his swimming skills though. Today, he is just happy to have found this white dress. He found it in the warehouse where he lives. The other people who also live there are quite peculiar, but even they feel uncomfortable seeing him wear a dress. He has been struggling with addiction problems, excessive partying, and depression for several years. He's used to sleeping on friends' couches, and sometimes he just makes it to the floor. In a few years, this now 26-year-old man on the verge of suicide will eventually qualify for the Olympics. Not everything is bad in his life. He has friends who care about him. Many, including his mother, want him to return to swimming. For now, he's just interested in music, tattoos, and spiritual life. Having his swimming skills is the dream of many swimmers. For him, those skills represent a nightmare. He remembers how his mother made him go to swim practice even when he didn't want to. He really liked competing though. He has memories of winning competitions without trying hard in practice. As a teenager, he discovered that he had Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome is a neurological disorder characterized by repeated involuntary or semi-voluntary vocalizations and body movements. According to the American Tourette Association, those symptoms are just the tip of the iceberg. Other problems that it entails are anxiety, insomnia, hyperactivity, among others. He had a lot of those symptoms. He began isolating himself from the world towards books and video games. He lost all interest in swimming for about 3 years. His brother Jackie convinced him that swimming was fun, but he credits his coach Steve Neal for giving him back his enthusiasm for swimming. In his life as a young swimmer, he enjoyed finding ways to swim faster using intelligence rather than brute force. He says that sprint freestyle is about maintaining stability and rhythm as the upper body rotates through the water, and that he did better than anyone. In college, his coach Mike Bottom was always looking for creative ways to motivate his swimmers, and especially him. As long as it was legal and didn't risk the health of a swimmer, Mike was willing to try it. Things like having the entire team hold hands and giving them a slight electrical charge to supposedly improve recovery. At the end, this young man never quite fitted into the stereotypical swimmer's life. He dropped out of college and swimming altogether. His extreme lifestyle led to several close encounters with death. One day, he was speeding on his motorcycle. He saw the police and decided to accelerate to escape. He nearly killed himself when he crashed with a Corvette. The crash dislocated his shoulder and he lost control of the motorcycle. In a split second, he managed to pull the joint back together and miraculously regain control. Another dark day in his life was his failed suicide attempt. After hitting rock bottom, he had a divine revelation or hallucination. He talked to himself, but from the future. The guy from the future helped him get out of the vicious cycle. After years of not having touched a pool, he accepted an invitation to teach young swimmers swim better. The life of a rock star was slowly fading away. In 2019, when he announced his return, the media went wild. Tony, better known as Anthony Irvin, had returned. For 8 years, the swimming world knew nothing about the rebellious swimmer. Anthony had been a talented teenager who broke several world records. At 19, he won the title of the fastest man in the water at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. It was an incredible tie in the 50 freestyle with his teammate Gary Hall Jr. At the 2001 World Championships, he faced swimming legends like Peter van den Hoogenman, Roland Schoeman, and Bret Hawk, and he won again. In the 100 free, he even beat Ian Thorpe and Peter. After that, superstar swimmer Anthony Irvin disappeared from the swimming world. So in 2011, the swimming world rejoiced when the prodigal son returned. At 28, he could no longer afford not trying hard in training. In preparation for the US Olympic trials in 2012, Anthony was one of the hardest working swimmers. He trained with the women's team and then went back to train with the men's team as well. He continued giving some swimming lessons and went back to college to finish a new major in English. After the Olympic trials, he managed to qualify back to the Olympics in the 50 free. Anthony's start has never been one of his strengths, but in the semifinals, something worse than usual happened. When he pulled hard from the starting blocks, he dislocated the same shoulder as he did some years back. After the start, Irvin adjusted his shoulder again and managed to qualify for the final. In the final, it did not go well. After another careful and slow start, he only achieved 5th place. Florent Manodou would take the Olympic title. He had 4 years to improve his dive. During that time, his coach David Marsh analyzed his dive with videos and speed graphs. Together, they saw that the problem was the angle at which Tony made his underwater kicks. His hips dropped and his breakout angle was too sharp. His body would just crash into the water and it would slow him down. To improve this, Marsh sent him to the shallow pool. He practiced the angle of the underwater kicks there. He continued training, but with a renewed joy for the water. He applied all of life's lessons in training. At the US Olympic trials, only the best 2 swimmers from each event make it to the Olympics. There were 7 young swimmers, among them Caleb Dressel, Cullen Jones, and Nathan Adrian, but no one had as much control of the body and the mind as Anthony did. He qualified to the 2016 Rio Olympics, 1/100th of a second slower than his teammate Nathan Adrian, with a time of 21:52. At the Olympic Games, he made it to the semifinals and then to the finals. Anthony Irvin was back at the Olympic final with 20 pounds of muscle more than in 2000. His dive had improved a lot, but was still not as good as the defending champion, Florent Manodou. It was also slower than the flying South African Brad Tandy. His body wasn't as impressive as Nathan Adrian's or Ben Proud's either.
Take your mark.
Anthony started the last stroke before everyone else, but Manodou was taller and had more reach. It took 16 years for Anthony's journey to come full circle. It was defined by 1/100th of a second. Do you have a story of coming back to swimming after a long break? Let us know in the comments. Click here for more amazing swimming stories. See you there. Swim fast.